What up? What up? What up? What up? Full court with Chuck and Fred on a Tuesday edition, Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans out there, man, who served the country. Special shout out to my dad, John Lawson, United States Navy, several others that served in the military. You guys are greatly appreciated. My nephew KJ, Big J, what up? Wait for my guy Fred to get in. My guy in the den with Fred. Let me make sure I get him in here. Talk about middle school, high school basketball, a lot of basketball locally. We just don't talk about that. We're going to talk a little NBA, a little college, a little basketball. We're going to talk all that. My guy, you in?
What's up, Chuck?
My guy, what up? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, man. It's my guy Fred. First episode we had a couple weeks ago, right, Fred?
Right.
Went out pretty well. Had some good feedback from it. Decided we're gonna keep this thing rolling. I just sent a shout out, Fred, to all the veterans today, man. Today's Veterans Day, so anybody you want to give a shout out to, your dad, your uncles, anybody, your brother, anybody.
Just the whole United States, all across the world. We all serve good veterans.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You definitely have to have, those guys willing to serve this country. Army, Marine, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, whoever. You greatly appreciate it. So what we're here for, what we've been talking about, Fred, for a couple of days now, during the show or whatever. We're going to talk a little high school basketball on this show, and also get into something that we talked about earlier. There was some talk that maybe it wouldn't be a big-time player that was eligible at one of the powerhouse middle schools. But from what you've been told, from what we both heard, they say he's eligible. We're going to talk about that as well at a powerhouse middle school, #1 middle school in Memphis. But we're going to jump right into this, man. Well, first, let me ask you, man, how your day been? How your day been, man?
Been good so far.
Yeah, been chilling?
Staying out the way.
Yeah, same here, man. Just out the way. I took my daughter to Bridge Builders a little while ago, so just came back, man. But we're going to talk a little top 5 high school basketball teams in Memphis.
Chuck, I don't see you, Chuck.
Can you see me?
No, I don't see you.
Let me see. Let me make sure. What about now?
Nah, not yet.
Hear nothing? That's weird. Hold on. Do you see a black culture symbol?
I just see a dark screen, black.
Okay, what about now? Still?
Still. It's probably just on my end, though. It's my phone.
I can see you, though. So you still can't see me?
It's probably on my phone there.
KJ said, okay. Nephew KJ said it's see both. Okay, we good. Okay, we good. Top 5 high school teams. Top 5 high school teams in Memphis, man. Who you starting out with, Fred? We're gonna go from 5 to 1. Who you starting out with? I'm gonna give mine. You gonna give you. Who you starting out with at number 5?
Number 5, I got a tie. I got Southwind and St. George.
Southwind, St. George's. Okay, give me why. Give me why Southwind, and give me a reason why you would have St. George's.
Southwind, I like their guards. I like Ron Towns a lot.
Okay.
Parrish's Bun over there now, so they got a lot of guards. Then they got the guy from East. He came over there, Cox. I think his name is Cox.
Yeah, Monterio TJ Cox. Yeah, TJ Cox.
He gonna make a big difference, though.
Okay.
Well, I like about George. They got a lot of transfers in, but I like if MJ Haynes come back and play like he's supposed to play, he could be a top 10 player in the city. So I like them as my number 5.
And see, that's the thing. that's the thing. Like that was my thing with like St. George's is a lot depends on like how MJ is because I think from what I've seen video wise, like he looks straight. Like he gonna be he's straight. So that's my thing with them. I think they have enough talent, but I didn't put them top 5. My fifth team is Southwind. That's my 15. The reason why is because, like you said, the guards that got in with TJ, Cassius Vaughn. I really like Cassius Vaughn. He can score the ball. For those who don't know, East was not favorite to go to the state last year at all. They were not favorite, but they end up making it. You know, based on the backs of guys like TJ Cox, guys like Cassius Vaughn. You know, even young guy who's still there now. I can't think of his name. Kale was there, but those two that transferred to Southwind were a huge reason why they went to the state. So you add those, and then also East knocked out Southwind last year based on, and guess who led them in scoring that game? Cassius Vaughn. So now he goes from leading and playing great against them to now being on a team, like you said, with Ron Towns and Justin Edwards, who I like a lot. He's one of the more kind of underrated guys in Memphis because he can defend so well. I mean, he's also got better offensively as far as shooting a jumper. But like, I really like Southwind. I like Southwind and what Coach Edwards has assembled over at Southwind. But I do love St. George's. I mean, I love St. George's if all those guys are good to go. Like I said, MJ, Big Brian Swing, Tonio McGahee. Like honestly, they make a case for top 5 for sure. Like they make a case. Carson Crump, Tristan that can shoot it a little bit, Cam Green, they make a case. I ain't gonna lie. I can't lie. That was our 5. So we go on to 4. Who you got at 4?
I got Houston.
Okay. We got the same thing with Houston number 4. Why you like Houston, Fred?
Price, number 1 player they got right now is in the 2027. Price, okay. And you got 3 Miles coming along. I heard they got a big guy transfer from Wooddale.
Yeah, big KD.
Yeah, KD.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so just that 3 alone. And I heard they got another transfer, a guard, but we'll have to see if he's able to play. So
yeah, I think I like Houston because I just think their talent. I think they have 2 of the best juniors of the top 5 juniors in Memphis. You already mentioned with Freisen, who's ranked as number 1 player in Tennessee by some publications. No disrespect to him, but I like another player for that nod. But we're gonna talk about that too. But I love Freisen. It's nothing against him. I really think that he is a guy who could lead the area in scoring this year. I think he has that type of ability. He could be a 20 plus, 20, 23, 24 type number guy this year at Houston. And then Jordan Miles getting better and better. Every time you watch him, he's getting better with his shot. His handle's getting better. The ball skills are getting better with him. I think with him, I'd love to see him be more aggressive with Jordan, but he does flash that every now and then. Then you talk about KD. You add the 6'10". So KD, I think, is probably the best shot blocker in high school basketball in Tennessee. I mean, he's going to block probably 3-4 shots a game. It's an uptick in competition because he's going, from 2A to 4A. So he's going to have to adjust to that. But I think he's going to block a lot of shots. They got to adjust to him as well. And then the transfer you said, I think he came from Central, like 6'4", guard, something like that. But the only thing with Houston, Fred, that I'm kind of, in a couple of these teams that I'm kind of worried about is their depth. Do they have a bench? That's the only thing and that's why I have them at 4. Who you like at number 3?
Briar Chris. Big Fred.
Chris. Yeah, same thing here. I got Briar Chris with Big Fred Smith. What you like about Briar Chris?
They got Josh Huggins, another player from out of Nashville. I think him and Freisen, though, they could battle out like 1 and 2 for the top players. So then they got Parker Pounds over there shooting the ball. Committed early going to Air Force. So congratulations again. But To me, the key is rigorous fight. That's who I want to have a breakout year this year.
Greg Spike, and
Yeah.
people jumped on my head a little while ago. I did a top 5 shooter list, and just put some names out there. Jumped all over my head. Greg top 5. He did see that. I love Greg Spike. I like Greg Spike. He shoots the ball as good as anybody in Memphis. You talk about Fred Smith. Fred is probably undoubtedly the best player in Memphis. You got to put him in the conversation as a top 5. Top 5 player in the state overall in state Tennessee. Mr. Basketball last year. He's won a state championship. They got a good chance to win one this year with what they brought in with Josh Huggins. Josh Huggins is the real deal. For those who haven't seen Josh Huggins is the real deal. 6'6", strong, 3-level scorer, athletic, will dunk on you. Like, I really think that he is in the conversation as a top 5-ish overall player in Memphis. Something else we're going to touch on too, Fred. Top 10 players in Memphis in high school basketball. And then you talk about Parker Pounds, committed D1 to Air Force, shoots the ball good off the catch and the spot up. He's going to give them some good scoring as well. So, I think that Briarcrest is definitely a top 3 team for sure.
Yeah. I think Huggins 2028. He's not 2027.
Yeah, he's 2028. He only a sophomore. He's in the class. My bad. He's in the class with Braylon and DJ from Bartlett. He's in that class. So and people don't know, I think he was like top 3 in EYBL in scoring this past summer. And I know at Peach Jam I think he was. But Huggins is good. If you get a chance to, for those who haven't seen him, go over there. Nephew say he dodged a bullet. What you mean he dodged a bullet? What you mean? Number 2, who you got, Fred? Who you got?
They were hard for me. Because I'm from Whitehaven, so they're going to get on me. So I went with them as number 2, Whitehaven.
Okay. Why Whitehaven at 2? Why you ain't put him at 1, Fred? You're a Whitehaven dude, Fred. What you doing?
You know what? I put Bartlett at 2.
Yeah! Don't let him do you like that, Fred.
Number 2.
Hey, Fred. Don't let him do you like that, Fred.
I got Bartlett at 2.
You got Bartlett at 2? Okay. All right. Why you going to put Bartlett at 2?
I just want to roll with Bartlett at number 2 right now.
Okay.
I can put them as 1, but right now I'm gonna put them as 2 because I don't know if they deep like Whitehaven is. I know for sure Whitehaven deep. I saw them in the summertime. I talk to Willie Cup all the time, so I'm gonna go with Bartlett number 2.
So you saying that Whitehaven is deeper than Bartlett?
Right.
Okay. My guy, Mike Clear, he joined in. Also, Coach Steve, my guy at East High School, Coach Steve. What up with you? You got Bartlett at 2. Okay, I got Whitehaven at 2, and I'm gonna tell you why. They have a lot of new pieces, and they're talented pieces. They have a lot of new pieces out there. I want to see how well that they adjust to playing with each other, at the beginning of the season. You might want to get them now at the beginning of the season because it may be much, much harder, as you can see, because last year, Whitehaven kind of lost some games a couple years ago. Not a couple years, last year. They lost some games last year early on, but they ended up winning like 13, 14, 15 straight. So if you're going to get them, you better get them now. They super talented. With guys like, Isaiah Grant came from Fairleigh High School. The 2 Africans. I'm not going to butcher their names. I know the first guy's name is Idris. I got a chance to see him play Saturday some, and he was good, super aggressive. If you let him bump over his left shoulder, you're gonna have trouble. And then he has played so hard. He's 6'7", 6'8", probably 6'8". So you got him. You got the other African, Bansa, that's 6'8". Yeah, that's huge. You got Gavin Fitzpatrick that came from East High School. super athletic. Like, and you got to think about something. Like, one of those guys can come off the bench. Like I ain't gonna say who, but like one could come off the bench, you know. So and then they brought in Hakeem Logan, who played a lot Saturday. Actually, he played a lot Saturday when I saw him at FACS. He gonna get him some decent minutes at point guard, backup point. Austin Townsend, who's a senior, older, been in the program forever, gonna get him some good minutes. Isaiah Perkins, a top 5 shooter in Memphis, transferred from Fairleigh. So Fred, you're right. They deep. They are deep. They probably about 9-10 deep.
Don't forget about Kyon Mitchell.
And Kyon, I was getting to him. Kyon Mitchell came from Ridgeway. He's in the conversation as a top 3 to 4 point guard in Memphis. Like I can definitely see why you say they're deep, and you got them at obviously number 1, right?
Right.
So you also nephew said where they deep at. Chandler, I think they deep because of their length. They got some interchangeable guys, and then I also think that we're forgetting about if he's still there. I don't know for sure. I think he may have played football.
JT.
Yeah, Jaden Thomas, but another guy transferred in from Hillcrest, Jarrell, 6'4", 6'5". He was probably Hillcrest, if not their best player, their second best player all of last year. Hillcrest, about 6'4", 6'5", physical, kind of bruising type 4. That's gonna play can score on the basket stuff. He's not bad, so he's gonna come off the bench for them. And you're talking about a guy who's a starter at Hillcrest the last 2-3 years. So that's saying a lot. They got some interchangeable guys they can use. So it's gonna be interesting. You can KDC, you can only play 5. That's true. That's true. That's true. Very true. You got Whitehaven at 1, right?
Right.
All right. So I got Bartlett. What'd you say?
Why you got Bartlett at 1?
Well, I got Bartlett at 1. Well, Fred, that's a good question, Fred. I'm just joking, man. I like Bartlett at 1 based on a few things. For one, they got Dylan Jones back. That was huge. And alluding back to what I said a little while ago, I think Dylan Jones is the best junior in Memphis. I do. Perfect. 6'6", downhill attack guy, north south. I think getting him back put them over the edge, and then not to mention a top 15 guy in the country and DJ Okada. I don't want to misspell his name. Mispronounce his name. He looks better and better each time you see him, especially locally. I think that he has a chance to really, develop more this year on the perimeter some, which I wrote about a little while ago. You can check it out at arch/rivals.com. Dylan Jones, like I said, DJ Oko, who, like I said, rebounding monsters, stick back, can make a jumper. Just play so hard, man. Just play so hard. Him playing that competition this past summer with EYBL and having the summer that he had, you could tell he got that confidence. He got that swag, and I think it's gonna be playing. No disrespect anybody, but playing in Memphis and playing net, he gonna be like, man, I'm finna kill this, So, and then I didn't mention Braylon Williams, who has 6'7". Division I offers. Braylon Williams is going to be really good this year. I think as a floor leader, a table setter, for them. And then you got, Sidney Thompson, who just committed to Pittsburgh State, D2. That's a really good D2, by the way, where Elijah Curry is. They played at Ridgeway. And also where Franklin's brother went, who went to UT Chat now. Yep. So then I haven't even talked about a Division I commit in Ashton Perry, 6'7", 6'8", that just committed to SEMO. I haven't talked about Caleb Taylor, the number 1 ninth grader in Memphis. I ain't talked about him. I haven't talked about Amari St. Ann, who will probably start at a bunch of 4A schools. That's 6'5", but he's going to be probably a backup over there. So, and then you got another guy who didn't play last year, Jaden Mitchell, who's going to help them kind of like one of their utility guys that can make threes and kind of handle the ball some for them. So, I mean, I think they're just as deep as Whitehaven. I think they're 8-9 deep, maybe 10. Now if all of them gonna play, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know for sure at all. And then I didn't even mention Malachi Hill. Malachi Hill would start at a lot of schools in Memphis.
He would.
You put Malachi and no, I'm not going to. You put Malachi at a lot of different schools, he start as a 9th grader. And again, he's going to play a backup role. He's going to play a backup role. Coach Clear said, "How you going to play all of them?" That's a good question, Coach. But it's a question that Coach Real got to deal with. But it's also a great question to ask because it's a great problem to have. Because I mean, let's just be honest. Like basketball is about X's and O's for sure, but it's also about the Jimmys and Joes. So you got to have players as well. But that's a great problem to have, having so many players, Whitehaven and Bartlett. So we breaking it down, Fred. I got Bartlett at 1. I got Whitehaven at 2. I got Briarcrest at 3 with Fred Smith. I got Houston at 4 with, arguably one of the best players in the state with Justin Freisen. And then I got Southwind at 5.
Right.
And you had Whitehaven at 1, Bartlett at 2. Then we had Briarcrest. Then you had Briarcrest, Houston. Then you had Southwind, St. George.
Right.
You gotta give me one though, Fred. Who you got at 5? You gotta give me one. You gotta break. Who you got at 5? Who you got?
I'm gonna roll with Southwind right now.
All right, Southwind at 5. That's my guy in the den with Fred. He got Southwind at 5. You got a sleeper team out there in 4A? You got a sleeper team in 4A? A team that can maybe make the top 5 in 4A, 3A, 2A? I'm gonna tell you one might be a sleeper. I'm gonna tell you one. Arlington High School. Arlington High School.
RJ Tate.
RJ Tate, nice. RJ Tate, nice. RJ Tate, I forgot the football player's name. They play football, quarterback, 6'5".
Lucas.
Lucas. Ryan Lucas. Yeah, Ryan Lucas, 6'5", can play. They got Jaden James from Bartlett, who's good. They got a chance to be pretty good on their side. They're not going to be a pushover.
Yeah, they do.
And then I'm going to give you one more. It might be a sleeper. I'm going to say in 4A. Central High School.
Yeah.
Central High School. I mean, don't get me wrong. They did lose A.J. Polk to Spire Academy, but they still got Jadon Hill, who's a junior, who's good. They still got Mikael Boyd. They went to East last year at the end. He can play. He's grown some. And then they also have Carlos Fitzgerald from Mace. So
right.
Then they got a transfer from Overton that's like 6'5". So again, they got a chance to be good. They got a chance to be really good too. I like what Arlington has, and I like what Central has too, as far as guys teams that can sneak into that top 5, in that way. Fred,
I definitely see Arlington. I definitely see Arlington though. RJ Tate, he showed me a lot this summer. So
good, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and fake like I watched them a lot last year. I watched Arlington maybe twice last year, and the games I watched, I was like, he's straight. But then I watched him at this camp recently, but a little while back, he killed. He was the best player at the camp, like easily. And we talking about some guys that could play. Like I said, I never disrespect no kid, but there's no disrespect no kid that was there. But to me, he was the best player there. To me, in my opinion. Yeah, in my opinion. You saw him. You were there. Yeah, you were there. He killed it. Fred, I want to go into a little controversial. Fred. I ain't got a whole lot of time. I was a dummy. Didn't charge my phone. I got about 16% left for you, Fred. Top 10 players in Memphis. Top 10 players. Yeah, no, you ain't gotta rank them, but just give me a list of your top 10 guys in Memphis. You ain't gotta rank them though.
I got Fred Smith in there. I got
guaranteed.
Yeah, DJ from Bartlett, Braylon from Bartlett, Gallon from Bartlett, Ashton from Bartlett. You can give me Josh Huggins. You give me CJ McClain from Kirby.
Yep.
And
Fred, ask you a question. Fred. That's a good one. Ask you a question. I got him on my list too. Why don't people talk about C.J. McClain enough? C.J. McClain was a leading scorer in Memphis last year. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a guy from Mumford that led the area in scoring. But in Memphis, I'm talking about strictly Memphis, it was C.J. McClain. Why don't people talk about him enough? Is it because he's at a smaller school or what?
it might be the school, might be the politics. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think I really think he can play. I think he can really play. But who else you got?
I got Justin Bryson. I got Jordan Miles. And I'm going to go with Kyon Mitchell from Wahhaven. Them my top three.
Okay. I'm going to tell you who I got. We named some of the same guys, though. I got Fred, of course, Dylan Jones, DJ, Braylon Williams, Josh Huggins, Ashton Perry. We named some of the same guys. C.J. McClain. I threw R.J. Tate in there. Threw him in there. Like, I really think that he's on that level. Now, R.J. Tate, if you're out there, if you're listening or whatever, or somebody listen to this show, tell R.J., man, to prove me wrong. I mean, prove me right this year. I want to be right about you, R.J. I want to be right. But then I also got a sleeper guy in there that could be in there. We already talked about him, and that's M.J. Haynes out of St. George's. If M.J. Haynes, St. George's actually got two of them. They got Antonio McGahee and M.J. Both those guys could be top 10. Both of them, easy. So, I mean, like I say, man, the more I think about St. George, the more I like. The more I think about St. George. Also, on the middle school front, Fred, we talked about a little earlier. We kind of hinted to it a little bit. We talked about Elmore Park. Elmore Park didn't have a player in the first probably maybe 1-2 games. They just started recently, like maybe last week or so. They just started. They didn't have a player. They didn't have Dylan. Dylan Atkinson, right? Correct.
Right. This is nice.
Yeah. So Dylan is back. Dylan is back playing with them. But also hearing that Jordan Crawford is hurt, going to be out for a little bit, couple weeks, whatever. Does Dylan coming back with Chase Key and Ryan Turner, does that still have Elmore Park as the favorite, or does Snowden have a case as the best team? They ain't lost a game yet. They ain't lost a game.
I give it to Elmore Park, but I give it to him. Snow got to, like, if Snow ever ran across them and played them, we'll see then what Snow got. But I give it to Elmore Park right now.
I think the only way I can play him is in the 901 thing, right? Is it?
Right.
My nephew said, "What team must go to the state? Non-negotiable." Fred, I'm handing it to you, Fred. Non-negotiable. What team must go to the state?
Bartlett.
Bartlett and who else? Who else you got?
And Whitehaven.
I'm gonna say the same thing. Bartlett, Whitehaven. Whitehaven.
Houston there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say non-negotiable. Bartlett, Whitehaven for sure. Like, gotta get out of here this year. Gotta get to the state tournament. Gotta make it to the state tournament. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. And also, I got one for you too. Briarcrest.
Yes.
Briarcrest again. For those who don't know, Briarcrest got two of the top 6-7 players in Memphis. Two of them. And for those who also don't know, Josh Huggins has a Memphis offer. For those who don't know, Coach Clear said definitely for sure. Yeah, Briarcrest got to get out. They got to go to the state. They got to go to the state. They got to win it. And then you know what? I got one more team in there for you who I ranked a long time ago, months ago. Hardin Academy. They're gonna say, Chuck, why you say Hardin Academy? Man, Hardin Academy was like 25-5 last year. They were good. They were, I think, 2 games away from the state tournament last year, from the Final Four. So then they brought their whole team back except for I can't think of his name. He was the 6'4", 6'5" in the middle for them, Fred. Oh my God. They call him Sebo. I can't think of his name. They call him Sebo, but he graduated last year. But they still got Fred Martin. They still got Cody Brooks. They still got They still got the little shooter, Jevin. They still got they got like 4 or 5 nice guards on the team. And then from what I heard they added a 6'5", 6'6" as well. So I mean, I like Harden as well. Harden, St. George's on that side, and then the sleeper team. The sleeper team is going to be ECS on that side. A dude does a great job as a coach at ECS.
Yeah,
but
he do.
I'm not sure if he'll beat. I don't think he'll beat them. Coach J said Harden stayed bound. Harden got a good chance, but they got to get past St. George. St. George's and St. George's them first. St. George is probably going to be a little bit over them, I think, just based on what they brought in, what they have talent wise. Jay, what you always say, Jay, back in the day, Jay, you used to say the rankings kick in. I think for them, that's what's going to happen. I just think St. George is probably a little bit more talented than them, but Harden is good, though. I like what Coach Anderson does. He preaches defense, but Coach Woods does as well. So we gave our top 5 list of high school. We did our top 10 players in high school. It's been pretty productive, huh, Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've done a good job of kind of breaking that down. But also, on the next show that we do, and we ain't going to go too long, Fred, without doing this again. We're going to go next week. We're doing the same thing next week. We're going to talk some more middle school basketball, and then we also going to talk a little girls, Fred. We're going to talk, Fred, we're going to talk it all. Hey, we might even mix in some Memphis Tiger basketball, who play tonight against Ole Miss.
Yeah, they play tonight.
What'd you say?
Who you got tonight?
I want to go hometown, but they on the road too. I want to go hometown, but they on the road. I'm gonna say Memphis. I'm gonna say Memphis in the upset, but I just want to see them play a little bit better than what they showed the other day. They were up 20. Let that team come back at the end a little bit, cut the game to 4 points. You can't do it tonight, or Ole Miss gonna beat you by double digits. KJ said Ole Miss. KJ, you might be right. At the crib, it's tough. It's tough KJ, playing Ole Miss at the crib.
KJ, you right.
Yeah. It's tough. It's real tough. But like I said, man, it's been a good show. Full court with Chuck and Fred. We coming back next week. We're gonna talk a little girls, and then we also might talk a little Tiger basketball. And also the official start, the high school season kickoff next week. We got Hall of Fame games. I know nephew got a game this week against East High School. We got Hall of Fame games. Then we got action. We got action next week with high school basketball. Full court with Chuck and Fred. My guy, we out. I hope y'all enjoyed, man. We'll be right back next week. Hopefully, we're gonna talk, more basketball. We're gonna do this every week. I hope you guys continue to listen, man. I want to, give people the information out there about these high school basketball players whenever we get a chance. It's something that I love to do. It's my passion. So again, full court with Chuck and Fred. We'll see y'all next week.